Planting Hope Ignite Church wasn't just a decision. It was a journey of faith, obedience, and trust in God. 11 years ago, I find myself in my aunt's basement, desperate for God. And I had gone on a 40-day fast, no solid food, because I wasn't satisfied where I was spiritually. And I didn't just want to do ministry, I needed God's presence to go with me. And then it happened. In that basement, in my hunger and my brokenness, I encountered Jesus in a way I had never before. His presence filled the room, and I knew in that moment, I could never go back to life as usual. And from that day, my life wasn't just about me. It was about making disciples. I knew that what God had done in me, He wanted to do in others.
因此，佢師傅正擺正上安排個杯，有路時候我師傅呢，最後 Savior Alliance，師正擺正喺度師傅啊正來行，你 freshly graduate from Crown College，你到見到話最多行，你們thử lần đầu cái thọ vật chữ cái giả chỉ theo cái lần chỉ thọ nở lò luôn nên lòng theo cú sơ lúa và chữ để học được.
So trong áp hàng cọp lâu, chỉ sử dụng trong quá trình sẽ là introduce to the Holy Spirit has speaking in tongue. Chỉ còn nơi có cái intro, chỉ sẽ chơi trả chỉ tập bữa desire còn nó là nó chỉ còn nó sẽ chỉ sĩ, nhớ cho hồi luôn này, cái số này luôn.
I started dreaming about planting a church, not just any church, but a place where people could truly encounter God, a place where lives would be transformed just like mine was. It was at Pastoral Care School that everything shifted for me. That was my first real encounter with the Holy Spirit. I went through deep healing, breaking free from things I didn't even realize were holding me back. And in that process, I realized it's only God's presence that can truly transform a life forever.
I grew up as a Christian my whole life, and being around the church, you learn about faith and you learn about what it looks like and what it takes. But I was always looking for a faith that was living and active. And when I met Pastor PZ, I saw him living it out. Here's a brother who looks just like me, same age as me, and he's walking so closely with the Lord, and that became something that I desired for my life too.
After a few months of meeting Pastor PZ and the rest of the crew, I realized that God answered a prayer we've been seeking for, a family of God who truly sought after God's heart. Little did I know that God would use these people to reveal the supernatural part of Himself. I received healing from past trauma that I didn't even realize existed. And now we want to be a part of what God is doing in the same way and more.
We moved from one place to another, not always knowing what was next, but trusting that God was leading every step of the way. And along the way, God started bringing people into our lives. People who weren't just looking for a church, but for a family.
When we first met Pastor PZ, he introduced us to the idea of truly taking care of our soul, and that was really new for us.
One of our biggest struggle as a couple was feeling like we belong, and it wasn't easy for Rich and I to just trust anyone.
Because of that, we didn't always get the help that we needed, but then God brought community into our lives.
And that community changed everything. And that's why we said yes to helping launch this church, to give others the family that we have found.
And now we're watching God's children come home, and it's just the beginning.
Every journey has defining moments. Moments when God confirms what He's been speaking all along. And through my mentors, God broke through again and reaffirming my purpose and calling. It was as if He was saying, "This is what I've been preparing you for." After my time at the previous church plant ended, I found myself at a crossroads. But instead of feeling lost, I felt something else. God calling me to step out again and to build something new. It wasn't just about starting another church. It was about carrying the lessons learned, the relationships built, and the fire God placed in our hearts. Every challenge, every transition had been leading to this moment. And now, after 10 years of God working, refining, and preparing, Hope Ignite Church is here. Not just a church, but a movement of hope, healing, and revival. This isn't just our story, it is His story unfolding.
For many years, I wandered away from God, lost in the distraction of life. And it wasn't until I faced significant hardship that I began to truly understand the transcendent nature of our existence. During these challenging times, I realized that we are just mere guests in this world, entrusted with this profound responsibility to leave it better than when we found it. And this journey back to faith has really transformed me. I envision a community, hope I see, where love, compassion, and hope can flourish, where I look around and see the faces of our community. I am filled with gratitude, and together we can strive to bring hope to the hopeless, to lift up the weary, to spark joy in the lives of those that we encounter. I spent most of my life serving the community, but I have not served God. And I believe that one of my calling is really to create kingdom businesses. Kingdom businesses that could sustain not only the work that we do in building God's kingdom, but in helping our community one person at a time.
During the early days of worship practice, Sophia and the worship team, we would get together and dream about what it would look like to be in a church where the Holy Spirit can move freely and to be filled with people who loved, honored, and feared the Lord. And at that time, God had spoken to me. I didn't know it was Him, but now it is made very clear. He said it had already begun.
Yeah, and during those years, we would often talk about church and how it should feel like, and how the atmosphere should be filled with the presence of God. But little did we know we were prophesying of what's to come. But during those times, the Lord was still teaching us and preparing us for Hope Ignite Church.
古荣沙格雷哈欧万举照 I am overwhelmed with gratitude and excitement for the journey that has brought us to this very moment at Hope Ignite Church. Witnessing God's hand in every step of our formation reaffirms that His plans are greater than we can imagine. Our story is a testament to His faithfulness and the power of a community united in purpose.
And this is just the beginning, the future of Hope Ignite Church. It is a bright future filled with opportunities to serve and to grow and make a lasting impact in our community and beyond. We envision a church that not only gathers within these walls, but reaches out, embodying Christ's love in a tangible way. Our mission is to be a beacon of hope, a place where all are welcome and lives are transformed.
To realize this vision, we invite you to partner with us. Your involvement can take many forms, such as prayers, volunteering, sharing your talents, or supporting our initiatives. Together, Kahaku, we can build a church that reflects God's kingdom on earth right here. As Proverbs chapter 15, verse 22 reminds us, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. Your participation and feedback are invaluable as we navigate this path forward. Let us join hands and hearts, stepping into the future with hope and anticipation. The story of Hope Ignite Church is still being written, and we are excited to embark on this journey together with you. Thank you for being a part of our family and for believing in the work God is doing here.